recently came back from a trip in India. We spent about 8 weeks there and it was one of the most fascinating countries we've ever been to. It's like we were in the desert, then the snow, then the mountains, then the cities. Honestly, it was just one of the most incredibly diverse and amazing countries we have ever traveled to.
When you are traveling in India, one thing you absolutely must do is to travel by rail. Indian railways are some of the best in the world, which is why in today's video we're going to be discussing the differences between the different railway classes.
Because guys, it's confusing, so we're gonna break it all down for you today. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Ed and Sally here. We make travel content here on YouTube every single week, so make sure you subscribe to become a part of our travel tribe. Hashtag travel tribe, let's make it a thing. But seriously, subscribe.
We really would appreciate that. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something that we wish we knew so much more about when we were traveling in India. It is the different train classes. So there are train codes, there are train classes, there's tactile ticket, there's all kinds of stuff. It's all very confusing, which if you've seen our other videos about trains in India, you would know that we were very confused.
I actually don't think we took a single train in India and called it the right class because there are just so many different types of classes and look, honestly, they're confusing. We got confused and you all let us know. So thank you everyone. But that is why today we're going to be breaking it all down. We're going to be breaking it down for you guys. We're going to be looking at the differences between 1AC, 2AC, 3AC and sleeper class. Those are the four main classes on like sleeper trains. And then we are also going to be looking at executive chair class and the chair class, which are the ones you'll find mostly on day trains and metropolitan trains. Anyways guys, if you do like this type of content, be sure to give us a big thumbs up so that we know to keep making more content. Or you know what, give us a thumbs down if you didn't like it, because engagement is engagement and YouTube doesn't care.
And well, more importantly, it lets us know what kind of content that you guys like.
Like. I got Ugg boots on
Get your
today.
feet in, I'm not even wearing shoes. We're going to start off with the carriage that we enjoyed the most when we were in India, and it was the AC first class carriages. They're fantastic. If you're traveling in India, you got to try and get in an AC first class carriage while you're there. So AC first class is the most expensive of all the different carriages. Sometimes the prices can even rival that of an aeroplane. So make sure you get in there early because ticket prices go by demand. In an AC first class carriage, you're either going to have a 2-berth or a 4-berth cabin. You cannot pick this in advance. They do prioritize so that if you're a couple, they'll try and give you the 2-berth cabin. If you're a family, they'll give you the 4-berth cabin.
Hello and welcome to first class AC on the Indian Railways. Come on in guys, let's show you around.
Nice.
So, as you can see, we have got 2 bunk beds on either side. They go too high. The difference between this and 2AC is that we have our own cabin. You can close the doors, we've got curtains. We've even got curtains on the windows for ultimate privacy.
In AC first class, you get your pillows, you get blankets, you get beds. There's a bathroom at the end of each carriage, and you have a dedicated cabin attendant, which is super helpful. Our guys were so friendly.
Yeah.
They really looked after us.
One thing we did notice about being in 1AC versus the other classes that we traveled in is that we had really big beds. Like the beds were really wide and they were really long. This is so
How enormous is the bed?
so big.
I could make snow angels.
Like, this is so wide.
So wide.
And you can sit up straight.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Look how much space you have.
I don't know if that's the case in all of the 1AC carriages, but it definitely was on the train that we took. So, you know, if you're tall, if you just want a bit of extra legroom, then go with 1AC.
The doors and cabins are lockable as well, which is that sort of additional security.
Totally.
Which is important when traveling in all countries, but can be quite important when traveling in India. So you do have a lockable compartment.
Oh, sorry, no, not you, sir. No, this is for first class passengers only.
How cheeky is that? Excuse me? Ah! She's locking me out.
No, I'm just kidding. Come on in. I guess the main difference really between like each class and, you know, between like first AC, 2AC, 3AC and sleeper is really the amount of people that are in each carriage. Like when we did our first class train, we were in a 4-berth cabin and there was really just the 4 of us. in the carriage.
We virtually had the entire carriage to ourselves, which made the journey incredibly pleasant.
Cow, train. Cow, train.
The next class of travel we're going to be talking about is 2AC, which sometimes gets referred to as AC 2-tiered. It's confusing, but the reason they call it 2-tiered is because the beds are tiered too high. Also, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but the AC part of all of these classes literally just stands for air conditioned.
Yeah.
So you know that if you're in like 1AC, 2AC, 3AC, that you're going to be in a carriage that is air conditioned. The 2AC carriages have bunks that go too high, and the way it kind of works is like there's kind of like mini compartments, although the compartments are not fully closed, like not like in 1AC where you actually get a door and the carriage is all like enclosed, but you do in each little like compartment there's 2 beds high, and then you've got the walkway, and then on the other side there is 2 beds against the wall.
So this is 2AC, I guess. Quick tour. These are our beds. They look pretty comfy. We've got a pillow, we've got a woolen blanket.
We got some plugs. And then, I don't know what this one does. Oh, lights.
More lights.
Got a little light here. Big light if you wanted big lights. And then this one controls the fan.
It's almost identical to third class, except the beds only go too high.
Yeah, it's basically the same.
It's basically the same. There's just going to be less people in this carriage.
No one, literally no one here right now.
I actually think if you were traveling solo, that the 2 beds on this side are actually kind of your better bet, because you get your own personal curtains and you can kind of just like have your own like space, have a little bit more privacy than these ones, which is like the 4 beds all in the one area. You still get a curtain, but like, you know, if you're by yourself, you just want to like chill out by yourself, these ones are the best bet.
You are in 2AC, there is toilets at each end of the carriage.
Here, Western style toilets. And here, non-Western style toilets. Got the tabs, you gotta like push up, so they don't work into.
You also have a carriage attendant who is usually pretty happy to help you,
Yeah.
help you find some chai and get snacks. Able to tell you how long you're stopping at each station, which is super helpful. So if you do need to jump off the train to go and take some photos, or to go and find some chai, or
Just
to,
for fresh air.
just to get off the train, that's really handy to know.
A difference between the 2AC cabin and the 1AC cabin. Wow, I have said AC so many times that now I just feel like I'm like, you say something over and over and over again and then you just get like a little bit loopy. That's me saying AC on repeat.
AC,
Wow.
AC, 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 AC.
But to be completely honest with you, there isn't really that much of a difference between 2AC and 1AC in terms of comfort. A lot of the facilities are basically the same. The carriage is basically the same, but there just is less people when you're traveling in 1AC, and you get the security of being able to lock the cabin from the inside. And the price of 2AC is so much cheaper than 1AC. Well, I mean, it depends. It depends what train you're on. If you're on a train that's not that popular, which doesn't really happen that often in India, but if you're on a train that's like not that busy, then 1AC isn't going to be that much more expensive. But on the whole, we kind of found that like 1AC was double the price of 2AC for the most part, if not more.
So the next class down is AC 3 tier, which as its name suggests, the beds are actually 3 high. So you have a group of 6 beds, 1, 2, 3, and then a group of 2 beds along the aisle.
Welcome to our home for the next 12 hours. We are in 3AC, so on one side we have 3 beds, they go 3 high, and then on the other side we've got bunk beds that are like 2 high.
In 3AC, you also get your standard blanket, pillow. There's a bathroom at either end of the carriage. So what you've all been waiting for, let's check out the facilities in this carriage. Door,
May I have your
sink,
train number 1904
toilet, fan,
Chhabra Junction,
carriage,
Surat via Jabalpur,
other toilet.
has arrived on
3AC for us as a couple traveling, I thought was probably too busy. Just for me personally, there was too many people for my level. I don't know, call me precious, but for my level of comfort that I like to travel, there was just too many people. There was not enough privacy. Additionally, because the beds go 3 high, there's obviously not as much sitting space.
So the way it works in 3AC is the bunks go 3 high, but the middle bunk only gets put up for sleeping hours. So down the bottom, in the one seat, on the bottom bunk bed, like the 3 people in the bunks, they can sit there, like that's your seat during the day. It can be a bit squishy, so if you have the top bunk, like a lot of people just stay on the top bunk. But even for me, I couldn't really sit up straight. Like it's a bit squishy, and I'm 5'1", so.
The 3AC is great if you're traveling with a group of friends. I think it would be okay if you were traveling as a couple a short distance.
Yeah.
But for me, I would prefer, I much prefer 2AC, just less people.
Yeah, and again, it's just a more budget-friendly option, so it depends on how long your trip is, what your budget is, who you're traveling with. I mean, it's kind of a fun way to meet people. So if you are traveling solo, like we did have fun, like sitting in the compartments and like chatting to local people and making friends with other travelers. So, you know, there's that aspect of it too, the kind of social aspect, but it's not great for sleeping. Alright, so that is all of the classes for sleeper trains. So now we're going to move on to day trains. So there are 2 main classes of travel for day trains, and that is executive chair class and chair class. Now we didn't actually travel on executive class because that is the more expensive, fancier class of travel. And frankly, for day trains, we just didn't see the point of spending the extra money to just have that little bit of extra comfort, given that most of the day trains we took were less than 8 hours. So we're not actually going to be talking about executive chair class today, but I will put up some pictures so you can see what executive chair class looks like in case you want to travel on it. Instead, we are going to be talking about AC chair class because we traveled in it 3 times.
Yeah.
I think we did. We did three trains.
3 trains in AC chair. And I thought it was great. It was perfectly comfortable.
Yeah.
So AC chair class is your typical seated train. In each row there are 5 chairs. There's 2 split by an aisle and then 3. We sat on both sides of the aisle. It was fine. It was
Totally
so
fine.
comfortable. You have a fold down tray. You can recline your seats.
You also get plugs. A lot of the trains have free Wi-Fi as well. And we were shocked. It's just like being on an airplane. They literally bring you food to your seat and then you get like a little airplane tray of food. They do this, like depending on how long your train is, they might bring you food 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
We were shocked. Okay, we've taken trains all over the world. We've been on so many trains and I don't think we've ever been fed like that on a train.
Yeah.
We were so impressed. Now, we were so impressed with the train in AC chair class that when we put out our video, we actually called it a first class train because we thought like, first of all, we thought that we'd booked first class, but secondly, we were so impressed by the level of service, the comfort, all the amenities, that we were like, this has to be first class. And then everyone was very quick to tell us that this was the lowest class of train travel on a day train. So we really do apologize for that. That was not our fault. But honestly, we just thought that this was like the most amazing. It was one of the best trains we've been on ever.
I know, you know, and the carriages, they weren't too busy. It was just like being on a standard commuter train in Sydney. You know, like I've been on busier...
Way better than trains in Sydney.
I've been on busier trains in Sydney, in London, busier trains in China. You know, so AC chair car wasn't too busy. You got fed. It was comfortable. You had something to put your laptop on. There are toilets at either end of the carriage. Coffee. Yeah, it was just great.
So if that's AC chair class, you can just imagine how spectacular executive chair class must be, because I'm just saying, like, I don't know how you get better from that in terms of a day train, except for maybe having like reclining seats and like, I don't know, a marching band to play you some songs and keep you amused. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I do know that executive chair, instead of having 5 in a row, only has 4 in a row. So you do get slightly bigger seats, slightly more space. So, you know, it's probably 50 people less a carriage. I'm just pulling that number out. That's not intended to be accurate. So don't correct me.
Wow. Anyways, guys, we hope that this kind of cleared up some of the confusion, because I know that when we were first trying to book trains in India, we were so overwhelmed by the different classes, by the day trains, by the sleeper trains, because here in Australia, we just have regular trains with no classes.
Yeah.
We were confused. If we got anything wrong, which I'm sure we did because we have so far gotten everything about Indian trains wrong, let us know.
Yeah, but please know that we did try
We
really
really
hard to be as accurate as possible.
Who knew you could be so confused by train numbers?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Share it with your friends. Show it to your mum.
Travel to India is the best. And we will see you in the next video. In the next video. See you in the next one.